Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the investor call of PTC India Limited Q3 FY23 earnings conference call. The management team of PTC India is led by Dr. Rajiv Kumar Mishra, CMD, PTC. Dr. Mishra is accompanied by Mr. Harish Saran, Executive Director, PTC, Mr. Pankaj Goyal, CFO, PTC, and Mr. Sushant Chaturvedi, Head, PO and IR at PTC India. At this moment, all participants are in the listen-only mode. Later, we will conduct a question and answer session. At that time, you may click on the Q&A tab on the left-hand side of your panel to ask a live question. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Dr. Rajiv Kumar Mishra, CMD, PTC India, to make an opening statement. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Tanvi. Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to the earnings call for quarter 3 of the financial year 2023. The earnings presentation, as you all know, was uploaded on the stock exchanges. Hope you all had a chance to have a quick glance of the same. I will now take you through the key highlights for the quarter in the next 10 to 15 minutes, and then we will go for the question and answer session. But before that, I would like to give you the glimpse of the larger ecosystem on which we are operating. The sector in the last 9 months, and particularly in the last 3 months, which we will be discussing today, has seen an economic recovery. And there was the geopolitical conflict which is going on in the western part of the world, and that has impacted the commodity prices, especially the fuel prices and the imported coal. The expected GDP growth would continue to be more than 6% for the Indian economy, and so will be the requirement of power in near future. We have seen the peak demand trends to be above during this period. During December 22 quarter, witnessed a peak demand of around 200 gigawatt in comparison to around 175 gigawatt in the previous year. This year, there is official forecast of peak demand in the summer to the extent of 235 gigawatt, which is much higher comparable to 200 gigawatt achieved last year. So for anyone who is along the power sector from a seller perspective has a huge tailwind, and that we have seen in the last couple of months, that the power prices in spite of winter months has gone up, and on average in the exchanges it was as high as 6.88 rupees, and in many time blocks it has touched 12 rupees even during the winter months. Now I'll briefly cover the performance of the company in the third quarter of FY23. You would have already noticed that the auditor qualifications present in the PTC India standalone Q2 FY23 have now been removed. For the bilateral electricity trading segment, which was impacted during H1 FY23 by heightened volatility in the short-term electricity prices, elevated fuel prices, and a rapid increase in the peak demand, still continues. However, I am pleased to say that on a consolidated basis, our net profit has increased to 104 crore, which is 66% increase over the last year. On standalone basis, our net profit for the third quarter has already or largely remained the same at 78 crore versus 79 crore last year. From the business strategy point of view, I would like to tell you that the company focused more on the core margin than on the volume, as because the prices remained high in the exchanges. The per unit core margin realized during quarter 3 improved to 3.09 paisa per unit compared to 2.51 paisa per unit in Q3, indicating a marked improvement in the operational efficiencies, tighter working capital management, as well as the focused strategy to undertake the transactions. Now, total traded volume in Q3 was 15.5 billion unit. This is primarily due to the seeding negative carry volumes on the power exchanges and other reason. To explain it a little bit, the company has taken a conscious call that the trading margin has to be more than what is the cost to serve a customer, and this has impacted some of the exchange volume, which was a conscious call. Now, coal margins were up by 58 basis points to 3.09, which I had just mentioned, and it is 20% increase compared to the last year. One very important aspect which I would like to cover in my opening statement is there are 2 or 3 highlights which has not been covered in our presentation, that the outstanding in some of the states have come down drastically for the company, which is a positive impact for the risk mitigation part of it. One of the state I would like to mention, Jammu Kashmir, where in the March 22, the outstanding was more than 1800 crore, has come down to a level of 258 crore, which is a drastic reduction in our risk. Second state which I would like to mention is Bihar, where the outstanding was more than 800 crores in the month of March, has come down to less than 400 crores. Overall, we have reduced almost less than 2,300 crore as the current outstanding from the 8 major states. So this is a major achievement. Of course, this has been helped. The late payment surcharges, which was introduced in the month of June, has helped us to reduce it, but this is a major achievement by the company. To take you to the further details on the accounts and finances of the company in the quarter 3, I would request Shri Pankaj Goyalji, CFO of the company, to take you through the presentation or the oral presentation.
Thank you, CMD sir. Good evening, everyone. As already been stated that our presentation has already been uploaded on the website, but for this thing, I will go through the figures in a summarized form for the quarter ended and 9-month ended December 22. First, I'll go through the standalone results for the quarter. The volume has decreased by 20% to 15.5 BU from 19.5 BU. The reasons has already been explained by the CMD sir. Total operational income has increased by 2% to 143 crore from 140 crore. Profit before tax has slightly decreased by 1% or remains flat, I'll say, at 105 crore. Profit after tax has also remained flat, and it's stated at 79 crore. Total other comprehensive income is also flat at 77 crore. Earning per share stood at 2.63 as compared to 2.68 during the last quarter. And I'll go through the 9-month figures. Volume has decreased by 23% to 54.2 BU from 70.2 BU. Total operational income has decreased by 14% to 401 crore from 466 crore. Profit before tax has decreased by 20% to 289 crore from 361 crore. Profit after tax has also decreased by the same 20% to 214 crore from 269 crore. Total other comprehensive income has decreased by 20% to 214 crore from 269 crore. Earning per share stood at rupees 7.24 in comparison to rupees 9.08 in the last 9 months ended. Now I'll go through the consolidated results for the quarter. So volume has decreased by 20% to 15.6 BU from 19.5 BU. Profit before tax has increased by 68% to 142 crore from 84 crore. Profit after tax has also increased by 66% to 104 crore from 63 crore. Total other comprehensive income has also increased by 66% to 104 crore from 63 crore. Earning per share for the quarter on a consolidated basis stood at 3.1 rupees in comparison to 2.04 in the last quarter. I'll go through the 9 months ended on a consolidated basis. Volume has decreased by 23% to 54.6 BU from 70.6 BU. Profit before tax has decreased by 4% to 509 crore from 529 crore. Profit after tax has decreased by 4% to 378 crore from 395 crore. Total other comprehensive income has decreased by 6% to 378 crore from 404 crore. Earning per share for 9 months ended on a consolidated basis stood at 11.11 in comparison to 12.09 during the last 9 months ended December 22. Thank you, sir.
So with this, we have given you the presentation of the numbers by CFO, and then we can open the question and answer session for today.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may click on the question and answer tab on the panel and click on raise hand button. The operator will announce your name when it is your turn to ask a question. Please accept the prompt on your screen and unmute your microphone while proceeding with your question. You may also click on the text question tab to type in your question and submit your request. We will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Participants, if you wish to ask any questions, you may click on the Q&A tab on the left side of the panel and raise hand. The first question is from the line of Anshuman Ashit from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. Am I audible?
Yes, you
are audible, Anshuman.
Sir, my question is on the statement that you had made regarding the conscious decision that you have taken regarding the margins, which has led to a decline in our volumes for the 9 months. Sir, could you please explain it a bit further? Is this for a particular segment, and what are the threshold margins that we have considered while taking this decision?
Yeah, Anshuman, I mean, this is a business call which the company keeps on taking. But let me tell you, on a price of average price of 6 rupee 88 paisa, which I mentioned in the exchanges, we have calculated what will be the cost to serve a customer with that kind of a prices. Now, in such scenario, whatever trading margin what we get from the clients to serve those clients is being considered on case-to-case basis, which is done regularly. But during the last 9 months, we have seen the exchange prices abnormally high. And in this segment only, we had taken calls that some of the businesses where we are doing the trading and we are not getting the sufficient margin to cover the cost of services, we have taken a call that we will not say, sir, till the prices come to normal.
Okay, so this is primarily for our customer who engage in exchange-based trading.
Exactly.
Sir, what explains the decline in the medium-term and long-term volumes then for 9 months?
There is a slight decline. 4 billion unit is the decline, and it's 3.8 or virtually almost most of it is from exchanges. And some part of the long-term and the medium-term is because of the non-availability of coal, and some period when there were some restrictions on 1 or 2 customers to procure power on the exchanges.
And sir,
but mostly because the non-availability of the coal was the major reason why on the long term the schedule was not the complete schedule was not given.
Sir, one more question. So, sir, how has been the cross-border volumes for the quarter and for 9 months?
You are asking about the cross-border volume? Yeah. So, CFO, if you can give the numbers.
Yeah. Cross-border volume for this quarter was 1175 MUs. 1175.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll come back in with you.
Thank you. Participants, if you wish to ask any questions, please raise your hand by clicking on the Q&A tab. We have a text question from Saloni Ajmera from Antique Limited. The question is, what is the reduction in total outstanding receivables for the 9M FY23?
You can answer.
Total reduction for the debtors was around, for the quarter it was 584 crore, in the receivable part.
Overall, if you compare in 9 months, Hariji, if you have...
This is what we were telling, that on 31st March, it was 4090, which has come down to 2340 on 31st December 2022. This is the reduction in gross amount.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. Please go ahead. Mohit Kumar, please unmute yourself. Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, Mohit, you're audible. Please go ahead.
First is on this, sir, on the strategic intent. I think the slide you have spoken about 2 or 3 new things which I see for the first time. Can you please explain the traction and the sum, and if you can throw some color on that, on those, those new things which you're talking about, especially energy portfolio, project management services, and where are we right now?
Mohit, you are asking about the portfolio management services or the new initiative which company is proposing?
Energy portfolio management, project management services, and sustainability solutions. What is the way forward, where we are, and how geared we are to take all these activities? Because I don't think we have done a lot of it, in a big way in past.
Mohit, let me clarify that the energy portfolio management solutions we are currently providing to 2, and we have order from the 3rd state. So we have 3 in total with us. Now we are having 1 analytical cell, and the forecasting tool we are procuring from the international software vendor. So major development has taken place during last 6 to 7 months, and we are very keen to implement these solutions to most of the states in the country. At the same time, let me tell you that at this point of time, everything has some time to get implemented, to develop it and go live. So all these things may take some time, but at the same time, this is core focus area still with the company.
So the monetization part is not yet clear right now. Is that the right fair assumption, understanding?
Mohit, I'm not very clear what exactly you are asking. If you can just elaborate what you are asking, then I will be in a better...
Do we have any clarity on the monetization of all these new activities, in the sense how the fees will be charged, how the revenues will come to us? That was the question.
Yeah, Mohit, we have a consultancy wing which has done very well. If you see, there is a growth in the consultancy income, the top line as well as the bottom line in the last quarter. But at the same time, what specifically the new technology part which you are asking, we are still in the development phase, and we will take a couple of more months before we can commercially launch these products in the market, and then we will be in a position to share more details, what are the commercials and how we are going to charge it to the customer. But certainly this is future for any trading business, and which is very similar to the international trading which is done in the developed nations.
Secondly, sir, on the surcharge income and rebate income, given that the late payment surcharge rules, can we expect the surcharge income to go down and rebate income to go up in the next couple of years? Is that a fair understanding?
Mohit, again, this is a dynamic situation. What we have seen in the late payment surcharge is a particular rule where all the outstanding was consolidated on one day, including the surcharge, and then the installments were fixed for making the payment. Now, we have to assume some of the things if we are saying that the surcharge income or rebate income will remain the way it is currently, because this is a development which is taking care of the past outstandings. What the current DISCOM scenario need to be reassessed, and then we will be in a better position to forecast something. At this point of time, my understanding is, as far as the past is concerned, they are making payment in the installments with the surcharge fixed on that particular day. But again, we need to be very hopeful that this kind of a scenario will continue in future, where DISCOM doesn't require any kind of support, from either center or any of the central institutions.
And thirdly, on this status of monetization of PTC Energy and PTC Financial, do you think it's possible over next 12 to 18 months?
Mohit, let me clarify. We have informed to the investors that we have floated an expression of interest where we have got a very good response. Now we have appointed the transaction advisor, and they will be working for monetization of PTC Energy Limited, and that work is already on. And as far as the PFS is concerned, we are still maintaining that the board has decided that this is on hold till the appropriate time will come for monetization of the PFS shareholding.
Is it possible to share the receivables, payables, and cash at the end of 9 months?
Yeah. The receivable at the end of just a minute. Yeah. The sundry debtors was around 6,500 crore. Creditors was around 4,300 crore. Net working capital was 2,194 crore. And we have a surplus cash of around 235 crore.
And the debt?
No, sir, it is the net cash. So the gross borrowing was 520 crore. So it means we must be having the cash 520 plus 235. That's around 755. 755 is the cash, and borrowing was 520. So net cash is 235 crore.
As lastly on the dividends, sir, how should we think about the dividend, when the dividend can get announced?
Mohit, we have always maintained that we have a dividend declaration policy.
Right.
And this we will consider at the appropriate time, and this always is the prerogative of the board. But we always will maintain that we will go by the dividend declaration policy, and if the company is doing good, certainly the shareholders should be rewarded for that.
Understood, sir. Thank you and all the best, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohit.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Gaurav Gupta from Invesco Enterprises. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. I hope I am audible to you guys.
Yeah, Gaurav, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, my apologies if in case I am repeating question because I just joined late, and if in case some part of my questions would have been addressed to you on earlier occasion, I'm extremely apologies for that. So my first question is, sir, I have been tracking PTC India from last couple of years, and in recent past also I had participated in couple of those calls. So one of the major concern that has been observed with PTC India as a company and as well as a group is there are a lot of corporate governance issues. The first and foremost, let me just highlight it right now, that whatever we discussed with the management, either during the investor or analyst call or during the annual general meetings as well, there is as such no improvement observed from a management point of view. And more or less, you guys never ever share that what are the improvements you guys have taken. For example, you just highlighted during the earlier call, earlier participants' response as well, that you have floated an expression of interest for sale of PTC Energy. Was that communicated to shareholders via exchanges? Was there any submission to the exchanges by you?
Gaurav, you need to go by whatever we publish in both the exchanges, and I understand whatever we communicate, most of the major decisions are being published in NSE and BSE. I would be more happy if I get a specific question from you rather than giving a generic kind of observation on some of the
So this is a specific question. Let me be very, very specific.
No, that's the reason why I'm replying you, that all the major developments in the company, whether we are engaging somebody or we are informing or we are conducting a new business or we are exploiting a new tender, all are being informed to the stock exchanges for the benefit of all our investors and these shareholders. So, you please check which information you are seeking, and if it is not there, I'll ask my investor team to bridge that gap, if at all there is. First of all,
Yes,
most of the
I'm
information.
very, very clear on that. If you allow me to continue, I am very, very clear on that. On your website, you published on, I think in mid of December, that you have invited expression of interest for stake sale in PTC Energy in the exchange. I'm referring Bombay Stock Exchange. When you are making an announcement, either you are filing, maybe your company secretary can clarify on that. You do not have an option that you can make a release or you can submit to one exchange but not to the another exchange, right? And there is not a liberty at the exchange level that when they are receiving a communication from one exchange and they do not publish it. There is no as such submission in the Bombay Stock Exchange with respect to your PTC Energy submission. Second part, maybe you guys are not taking it seriously, but let me ask my second question, then you have a liberty to answer that or ignore that. That is up to you. You are the board, you are the management. Second question, in the investor summary that you have shared as part of the 9th month result, you have not even bothered to share information about the PTC Energy 9-month results. Where investor will get that information?
Gaurav, I understand what you are asking. Let me ask the CFO whether in the consolidated result you have the information available or not. He will clarify you, and I understand in the consolidated result you have the information about both the subsidiary company, including PTC Financial Services and PTC Energy Limited. And let me clarify one question which you asked, that whenever we give any kind of a reply to the exchanges or we publish any information, irrespective of any kind of information, it goes to both the stock exchanges. So we are listed in both the stock exchanges, so we publish it in both the exchanges. Now I'll request CFO to please clarify whether the PTC Energy information we have shared in the presentation or not.
So one point, if I may add, apart from filing to both the exchanges, a press release was also done when the expression of interest was floated, and it received widespread coverage. So you may have missed out, reading on that press coverage, but a press release was also done to the same effect.
Pankaj, if you can clarify that part.
Yeah, as far as the PTC Energy is concerned, that is an unlisted subsidiary. So as per the requirement, there is no requirement of publishing the results of the same. But as part of the consolidated, the results of PTC Energy is there. But naturally, it is not separate. The PFS and PL or PTC, it is combined results which we publish. But for your information, if you want to ask anything about the PTC Energy results, I can reply right now also.
Yes, sir. Please, if it will be a great favor if you can share.
Yeah. That is what. As far as the revenue from operations are concerned for the quarter, it was 57 crore for this quarter, and for the last quarter it was 41 crore. As regards the profit after tax, there was a nominal loss of around 8 crore in comparison to loss of 23 crore in the last quarter.
If you can share the 9-month result as well, sir.
Yeah. For the 9 months, just a minute. For the 9 months, there is a profit of 26 crore as against 20 crore during the 9-month ended in December 21. So profit has increased from 20 crore to 26 crore.
And what is the debt level as of 31st of December 2022 at PTC Energy level?
I think 1100 something crores. Where can you get this figure and inform me?
That is around 1100, but we'll let you know. That is, I'm not sure about it. We will separately tell you.
Is the debt servicing going on regularly? Because I think there is.
It is absolutely going regularly.
Okay. Fine, sir. That's all from my side. Just before I conclude, and that will be relaxation for you guys as well. I just cross-checked with the Bombay Stock Exchange in the month of December, when you have invited this expression of interest. There is as such no filing from your side to the Bombay Stock Exchange related to this expression of interest. You can ask your secretarial team to check it out, and accordingly you can update from your side if it is required. Without factual information, it is not as an investor our habit to highlight anything. There is anything gap over there. That is why we are coming on this call and highlighting it to you, management. It's your call whether to take it or leave it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Thank you. The next question is a text question from Rajesh Shah, individual shareholder. Sir, what is the status of sale of our wind power subsidiary, which EOY, for which closed on 15 Jan 2023?
Yeah, Shahji, I have just informed that we have received good response on the EOI, and there are multiple interested parties, and we have appointed SBI Caps as the transaction advisor, and they will start the process as soon as possible. And any further development, we will be happy to share with our shareholders in the next meeting.
Thank you. The next question is a text question from Siddharth Shah from Vikram Advisory Services. For PTC India Energy, expression of interest last date was 15 Jan 2023. So how was the response been, and what is the update on the same?
I think, Mr. Shah, I have already replied it, and the response is good. We would be sharing more information once we will have updated things after the transaction advisor gives us more piece of information.
Thank you. The next question is a text question from Bharanidhar Vijay Kumar from Spark Capital. The question is it a regulatory requirement to bring down PTC's stake in HPX to 5%? If so, when do we expect PTC's stake in HPX coming down to 5%? Are some of the shareholders of PTC India like NTPC, PGCIL planning to exit their stakes in PTC India? Why and what are the timelines?
First question, that is regarding our stake in HPX. We have always maintained that what we are doing is as per the regulatory requirements only, and we follow the PMR 21 when we have maintained our shareholding in HPX, and there is no further plan which I can share with our shareholders at this point of time. The second question, what we have maintained is we have shared it in our filing with both the stock exchanges that at this point of time we are not aware of any kind of divestment by our promoters, so we maintain the same position right now.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vaibhav Gupta from Bowhead Investment Advisors. The text question is, can we please know receivables beyond 6 months, 1 year and 3 years?
Yeah, just a minute. So as we always say that we look the receivables minus the creditors, because there are always back-to-back creditors is also there. But if we take the open position, let's say debtor minus creditor for that particular state, so more than 6 months, there is only one outstanding. That is the total outstanding more than 6 months is around 266 crore. Out of this, 150 crore is with Telangana, for which the company has already made a bill discounting, and this money is committed. So this will be received any point of time at the bill discounting date. Further, there is small outstanding of Bihar, which is 83 crore, more than 6 months. And there is zero outstanding more than 3 years.
Thank you. Participants, if you wish to ask any questions, you may click on the raise hand button or you may submit a text question.
Do we have any more questions?
We have a follow-up question from Vaibhav Gupta from Bowhead Investment Advisors. The question is, can we know the gross receivable beyond 6 months and 1 year?
The gross receivable. So I always said that there is no point in gross receivable. Just for the information, the gross receivable for more than 6 months is around 1,200 crore. But there is a back-to-back creditors, because there are a lot of payments which are disputed by these states, and generators just raise the bills like compensation change in law. But if we have to always look for open position. So as far as the open position is concerned, for more than 6 months there is only 266 crore, 150 crore is with Telangana, for which we have already taken a bill discounting, and there is a committed date, so we will receive the money on time. And there is a small outstanding of 83 crore from Bihar for more than 6 months. As far as more than 1 year is concerned, there is outstanding of 175 crore. So out of this 175 crore, 150 crore is with Telangana. So that is the open position which I am telling.
Thank you. Participants, if you wish to ask questions, you may type your questions on the text box and submit your request. I will read out your questions. The next question is from the line of Gaurav Gupta from Invesco Enterprises. The question is, will it be possible for management to share how many response has been received against our EOI for PTC Energy stake sale?
Oh, no.
Mr. Gupta, you know that this is a process which we run, and this is very confidential as far as the name of the bidders are concerned. And the second thing is how many responses. But certainly we will be sharing more information once this process comes to a conclusion. And we will share that how many responses were there and how many people showed interest in the second stage and what is the final outcome. All these things right now is in the process, and you must appreciate that the confidentiality is the core for such kind of a transactions.
Thank you. The next question is from Bharanidhar Vijay Kumar from Spark Capital. The question is, what is the trading volume growth we can expect in FY24? Power exchanges have introduced long duration contracts. How is this impacting our trading volumes?
The first part is a pure forecasting, and at this point of time, let me tell you that we are looking forward to the growth in Indian market, and we would like to do our best to so that we can cope up the requirement of our customers to meet both the sellers and buyers. The second part, what you are asking, is the long duration contract, and PTC has participated in many of it, and we have successfully done it also for some of the states and the other utilities. But still, it is not having a major share of the exchange volumes. So this is a new product in the exchange. Let us see that how it takes shape. But we are, like all other products in the exchange, we do participate and we do have a leadership position in all such products. So we are hopeful that in this product as well, we will be the leadership, having the leadership position.
Thank you. We have an audio question from Vaibhav Gupta from Bowhead Investment Advisors. Please go ahead. Vaibhav, your line has been unmuted. Please unmute from your end and go ahead with your question.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Gupta, please go ahead.
Sir, can you please share the missing data for Q1 and Q2, like net rebate, consulting income, and volumes?
Q1, Q2, we have already published our report. Representation also, you will find all those data. But Q1, Q2, we have done the result in the month of December itself. Right now, we have only done the result for Q3, but all these informations are available in the, we have already filed it with the stock exchange.
Okay, sir. And sir, like for the last 2 years, we were seeing that Q4 was seasonally better in terms of surcharge. So what will be your outlook for Q4?
Mr. Gupta, your voice.
Sir, like in the last 2 years, we have seen that Q4 was better for surcharge income. So, like with the new late payment surcharge, what will be the outlook?
Mr. Gupta, I mean, these are some of the things we will cross the bridge when it comes. So at this point of time, we will not give you any answer where we have to complete this entire exercise, and then we will be in a position to reply you better.
Sir,
yeah,
but just for the sake of discussion, so whether you tell us whether we go for a surcharge income or we should go for a collection of the payment on the due dates.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
And sir,
So you got your answer. You got your answer. So actually,
yes.
This is the financial engineering which we have done in because there was payment was delayed from the DISCOM. But for every company, there is a thing that we should collect the payment on time so that our default risk is not there, absolutely not there. So that is the thing, and we hope to receive the payments on time from the discoms.
And particularly, if you remember, in all the investor call, we used to get questions on J&K outstanding, the outstanding of Bihar, the outstanding of Tamil Nadu. But I feel that this time there was no question on this. So we need not reply when we say that from 1800 crore in J&K, we have come down to 258 crore as outstanding. So this is a balancing between the risk, what you take for the outstanding versus what you gain from the surcharge income. So of course, we are conscious of both the things, and we have to keep a balance. Of both.
Okay, sir. And just last one from my side, sir. The accounting policy for recognition of surcharge, it is on cash basis.
So it is on certainty basis. So when we are certain, so then we recognize the surcharge.
Okay, sir. And same for rebate?
No, rebate. Yeah, rebate is on actual basis. Because
Okay,
while we
got
are
it,
making
sir.
the payment, we deduct the rebate from the generator's bill.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. This is a text question. What is the status of TANGE DCO medium-term bids where we were appointed as aggregator?
Tangedco, you are asking? Yes. Tangedco, we have more than 600 megawatt, what we were supposed to get the things, but during this period, the prices have gone up in the short-term market and exchanges. So the only contract which is operating right now is 150 megawatt contract with Tamil Nadu. Of course, we are in discussion with Tamil Nadu for second tranche of this scheme, and once it will be done, we will be informing you more.
Thank you. The next question is from Bharanidhar Vijay Kumar. The question is, can you comment on the board composition of both PFS and PTC? When will we fill the vacant positions?
Yeah, the PFS, all the board positions are filled. They have a complete board with 3 independent directors, which are working perfectly fine. For PTC, we have inducted 1 independent director, which we have filed in the stock exchange. That is Mr. Maske, ex-CEA chairman. And rest of the things we will go by the provisions. That is, within 90 days, we will fill the positions.
Thank you. We have a voice question from Gaurav Lohia from Bowhead India. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. I'm audible.
Yeah, please.
So your voice is.
Hello, I'm audible. Yeah, sir. This is a follow-up to Weber's question. So you said that while the results were released for September and June quarter in December, but there was no presentation, so we do not have net net rebate and electricity income. So would you be kind enough to share the same for June and September quarter?
Yeah. Presently, I have a figure for September quarter, and in June quarter we will separately email to you. But for September quarter, I will.
Would you have the 9 months data, sir? If you can share September and 9 months data, then we'll be able to deduce.
That we have uploaded.
Yeah. So September data is rebate. Net rebate was 23.78 crore, and net surcharge income for the September quarter was 11.83 crore.
27.8 and 11.3, right?
Yeah, 23.78 crore for rebate, and surcharge was 11.83 crore.
No, that was for quarter 2.
What we will do is, if you have not uploaded it, I'll request my team to upload it so that you can get the information, or otherwise they will email to you directly.
Thanks, sir. That's really helpful. And sir, one more thing.
Yeah, for 9 months ended, I can tell you the rebate net rebate was 79.11 crore, and for net surcharge was 105.18 crore.
105.18. Okay.
Yeah.
And sir, one more clarification. So if we see last 5 years history of PTC standalone, Q4 generally has been a very strong quarter, and last 2 years particularly, it's been even stronger. So that is what we are trying to figure out. Generally, is there a seasonality in this business that Q4 is supposed to be a very good quarter, and this seasonality will hold even this year as well as going forward?
No, let me tell you something about the consumption of electricity, that the consumption of the electricity goes maximum in the country during the month of summer. And the third quarter is the end of winter and the summer onset of the summer months. So as far as the consumption is concerned, it is on a rising trend. But if you ask me about the revenue stream and other things, I would like to wait till we reach to that stage.
Understood, sir. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is a text question from Shubham Verma, individual investor. Any updates on current quarter performance?
I think we have already replied this.
Thank you. The next is a text question from Gaurav Gupta from Invesco Enterprises. Any definitive timelines for closure of stake sale in PTC Energy?
I just answered it that we have appointed transaction advisor and they have to undertake the entire process, and certainly we will be in a position to share more details in our next call.
Thank you. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Sushant Chaturvedi, Head PO and IR, for closing comments.
Thank you, Tanvi. Thank you all for having taken out time to participate on this call. I hope most of your questions must have been answered. In case you have any follow-on questions or any of the questions which you feel you want more information, please feel free to write to us and we'll be very glad to answer any of your queries. Thank you for your time once again, and you have a pleasant evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of PTC India Limited, that concludes today's session. Thank you for joining us, and you may now click on exit button to disconnect.